So is it relief to be here, knowing everything's kind of settled business-wise, and you're at your softball game? What you expected?
I didn't think I was relieved. I had no worries. I think it just get to a point where decisions got to be made. Decisions were made, and the good thing about it is we got a sellout crowd here tonight. Well, today, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So we just got to make sure we beat the defense. That's the biggest thing.
Donald, considering you and Peta really only spent like 6-8 weeks together, what does it mean to you to have her here? And
how many weeks? 3 months.
All right, shortchange you.
Okay, thank you. It was special. She told me she was already gonna be in Green Bay. She's performing here tonight. Her and a couple other pro dancers and troops. So I told her that I had my softball game the same week she was going to be here. So I told her that she had to make sure she was coming. And she said she wasn't going to let me down. So she's here. So she'll be in here in a few minutes.
Donald, what do you enjoy about just this game, and why did you want to carry on this tradition, when you took over?
Well, it's all for the fans. The fans don't get to see us, this close. They get to see us in a different environment. That's in Lambeau. So to come out and take everybody out there, complete element, and just have a lot of fun. So, you get to sign autographs and you get to see, and you appreciate the fans. I think so many guys now understand that. At first, I don't think guys understood what the fans mean to you. And I think now guys see, how much the fans mean to me and the love and support they had me throughout my career. And it's once again, with a sellout crowd, this is the second sellout crowd in history. So I think we're doing something great.
Donald, given how much the fans mean to you and how much of a relationship you have with them.
Yeah.
You do the United Way, you do Goodwill, you do the softball game, and then you have all the success on Dancing with the Stars. If it was based solely on football, do you still think you would be coming back this year, or do you think the fact that you mean so much to this state and this community played a role?
So you don't think I can play football?
That's not what I'm saying.
That's what you said.
I'm saying that if it was a guy who was toward the end of his career that didn't mean as much as you mean to the people in the state, maybe they wouldn't have been quite as anxious to bring you back.
And why is that?
Because they got a bunch of young guys.
So it seemed like
because they've let old guys go before.
Well, maybe the older guys weren't playing to the potentials.
I'm asking a positive question. You're giving me a hard time.
No, I'm not. I'm just asking a question. What a question?
All right.
No, I just feel that. I feel like I can still play at a high level. I've proven that. I think the playoff game proved it as well. I think one thing about it is you got to sometimes put the age out of it, and knowing that a guy is still productive. Sometimes I think in the National Football League, that's what it comes down to, age, instead of how you perform. And you got guys that's still up in age but still performing at a high level. And I think I can do the same thing. The good thing I love about it is it's not all dependent on me anymore. I think the first 8-9 years of my career, it was all dependent on me making plays and winning games. Now we have a group of receivers that's unbelievable. And now the ball is spread around, and I may not get 60, 70 catches. I'm okay with that at the end of the day, because as long as you win games, that's all that matters. And I was glad we went 15-1 last year. Just one short of making, going back once again.
It is nice that people in this state love you as much as they do, though.
Oh yeah, I would have never expected in a million years. When I walked in here in 1999, I would have never expected to have the fan base that I have now. And I think you treat people like you want to be treated. I don't put myself on a pedestal. They do. And when they put me on that pedestal, I bring myself back down to earth and knowing that I'm just a normal human being. And I think now they see that. And I think now just the Packer fans see it, and Packer Nation, but the world sees that now. And that, that I am a good guy, great father, great Christian man, and a great husband. And to me, that's what I wanted to show the world.
Now, some players who are tenured in this league don't think it's their responsibility to embrace the younger guys who are coming in. What is your perception of that?
I have fun. The younger guys, they look up to me. And, the thing is that I've always embraced them. I'm always teaching the young guys exactly what they need to know to play this game. Our receiver group, the young guys always look up at me and go, why is he helping me? I tell them, I'm like, look, one day I have to be gone and you have to play. And you may not play here, but you may play somewhere else. So if I can give you as much knowledge as the guys that gave the knowledge to me, Antonio Freeman, Robert Brooks, then why not give it to them? I think it's always going to be competition in this game. But at the end of the day, we all family, we all friends.
And you mentioned beating the defense. How important is it to you to make sure the offense walks away with victory here?
Well, it's big. I think Aaron said it in practice, and then Josh just told me again that we got to make sure we beat those guys like we beat them in practice on Friday. So it's a bunch of drama, and this is what it all starts. It starts here, and then it continues to go on through the the mini camps and into training camp. So it's always a battle between offense and defense, but we got to come victorious today because last year we tied, and we don't want to do that again.
Donald, you talked just about a decrease in catches and how you're used. At what point last year or in your career in the last year were you okay with that? Were you okay with a decreased role?
I think I would say early it's tough, because you always got balls, but then when you don't get any, you wonder why. But when you win in games, then it doesn't affect you anymore. And I got to a point where I was okay with my role because I just had to make the plays that was coming to me. And at the end of the day, that's what I did. And I think, if you get 5 balls or you get 1 ball, you better appreciate that ball because Aaron is one of those guys, he's going to throw it to whoever's open. So you better get open. So now that's what we do in offense. We're like, you better get open or you're not going to get it. And that's kind of the way we've been this whole time.
Donald, a year ago at this time, you told the story about how you're talking to Tim Brown about the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Do you think you've had a Hall of Fame career?
I think, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if the number's going to get you in, but I look at it as you got great guys that haven't been in the Hall of Fame. Chris Carter, Tim Brown, those guys haven't been in. Those guys got all the numbers. I think what separates those guys is those guys don't have Super Bowl rings, and everybody you look around, they do. So, I'm hoping that maybe one day, if I can sit on top of this franchise and no one ever breaks my records and it stands forever, maybe what this franchise stands for, maybe that'll get me into the Hall of Fame. I mean, it's some great players that played before me, and to be mentioned in the same breath with those guys, then I'm fine with that. And if I never get in the Hall of Fame, I'm okay. As long as I get in the Packers Hall of Fame and my name gets around that honor, then I've done everything I can for the fans and this organization.
Donald, do you think today means more to you and to the fans than you did when Dancing with the Stars?
Yes, because when I told people that I think a lot of people got confused when I said it felt like the Super Bowl. For me, it did feel like the Super Bowl because I was giving Peta something that she dreamed of for a long time, and that's winning that mirror ball. For a pro dancer, that's the greatest milestone you can reach, and for me, I was just glad I gave it to her. So at the end of the day, it was amazing. Yeah, and in the Super Bowl, fans have no control at all. They just cheering you on, hoping that you win, but the fans had everything to do with win the mirror ball, and I think that's when you have to embrace it because if I didn't win that, then I would have been like, fans would have been like, well, why we didn't have anything to do with it? They had everything to do with it, and I couldn't have won it without them. So I take my hat off to the fans. Me and Peta did our part, but at the end of the day, it was up to the fans to win it all.
When you're on the field, it seems like you guys are all business. What does a game?
You just getting women just killing you over there, huh? I'm waiting for you to just be like, jump in, but it's okay. Go ahead, let them in, Okay, I'm with you.
Crowd number. What does a day like today do for team bonding?
Oh, it makes everybody come united. Because, I just got back last week, so I didn't get a chance to meet everybody. Now I'm getting to know guys, full out. Without knowing their last name, I'm getting to know their first name. So it brings everyone closer together, and we become united to go into, the season. So this is a great bond for all of us. You get to know the different guys that you never would have got a chance to meet.
Donald, with...
they all got quiet.
Yeah. Whether it's practice and seeing all the fans there, an event like this with the enormity of the backing, with the free agents that come in and the rookies and the young guys, what do you hear from them about? Does it just feel to them that being a Packer is something different than being just about anything else?
I think they're starting to learn it. I think a lot of people didn't know, but I think when it gets to training camp and when they see the crowd outside and then they see 70,000, now 80-some thousand fans in the stands for a scrimmage, I think that's when they're going to know that the love and support is here. Because, you look around the National Football League, other stadiums are not full for practice and for games, but for whatever reason here, the fans love their team, and they've been behind.
Put the cleats up in a year or 2?
Yeah.
Will you still keep doing this?
Yes, if the Timberrattlers allow me to keep
Is that important to you?
Yeah, I want to continue. I want to stay in the community. I think when I leave here, I want to continue to have my stamp here. I think some players, they leave and they never come back. I've always wanted to come back, and I'm going to continue to come back. I will. My wife already said we're keeping our house in Green Bay, so we're not getting rid of that. We may rent it out to one of the players, but we're gonna keep it, and we're gonna continue to support the community, just like the community has supported me.
Donald, why is that so important to you? Not every pro athlete gives his time and money to the community that he is in for 9 months a year. Why is it important to you?
It's very, because someone gave my mom opportunity. I've always said that, and the Packers gave me opportunity to play for a great organization. So I think when people show you the love and support, you have to be willing to give it back. And that was my biggest thing, is to make sure that one day I'll be able to give back to the community way beyond what they give to me. And I think it's right now it's just even because everything I give them, they give back to me more and more.
Now, what doors have been open to you since Dancing with the Stars?
Well, I got to meet a lot of different celebrities that I probably would have never met in a million years, and then I got to dance with a great person. So she's here.
Peta Murgatroyd joining us.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, love.
Hi.
What's going on?
Not much. So glad to be here.
So it's been special. You know, I think it's going to open up more opportunities for me outside of football, and whatever the Lord has for me, I'm gonna follow that road.
Donald, on Dancing with the Stars, you were able to develop new muscles and more strength, different than before. So how do you think that's going to help you on the football field?
Well, one thing it did give me is balance and flexibility because when you got to carry this person next to me, it's pretty tough. But she challenged me week in and week out to get better. And she told me that at first I think she realized that I wasn't as flexible, but as time went on, she made me more flexible, and we had a great time. Oh.
Here we go.
Did you leave yours at home?
I did.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's so heavy.
No, I know.
Peter, you've had partners before. What is the kind of fan base that Donald has compared to those other people?
It's out of this world. I haven't seen anything like this before. It's crazy, and it feels so good to have the support of Packer Nation, Wisconsin, everybody. It's just been great.
How nice is it to be here now and see all the people that were voting for you week in and week out?
It's great. It's so good to be here and see everybody and see all the support that we had throughout the 15 weeks that we were on the show. So it's great, really good.
Peter, what were some of the characteristics that helped Donald beat out all the competitors beyond his athleticism?
I would say his determination to win that mirror ball. I think he had that from the get-go. As soon as we met each other, we were just put in a game plan of, we're in it to win it, and that's it. We're not going to settle for anything less.
Donald, are you ready for July to things settle down a little bit? Mini camp's over. This has had to be quite a drain on your life.
It was a drain, but I've embraced every moment, and I think at this point it's not over yet. We got a lot more things to do. We got to do some things together, and it's going to continue to go into training camp. And I told Peter once training camp comes, I'm done. So she called me last week and said, "Tell me you miss dancing." I said, "Peter, I don't miss it at all." But I told her I did miss her. And the good thing about it is I'm glad she's here to support, and I'm going to go support her. I just told her we're going to go back to Australia soon, so see the family.
Mm-hmm.
How competitive is it going to be training camp this year? I mean, last year was competitive. Now everybody's back, and younger guys are a little older.
I think it's always going to be competitive. It's not going to ever change. That's the name of this game. The young guys come in, the old guys, sometimes go out. But, it's going to be a battle, and you're going to continue to fight. And at the end of the day, the best man is going to play this game, regardless of the situation.
Peter, Donald mentioned to us when he got back for his football job that you didn't know a lot about football when you met him. What did you learn, and are you now a Packers fan because of your partner? I mean, tell us a little bit about your knowledge of American football and how it's going to expand.
Oh gosh, it's very slim, my knowledge, but I grew up with Aussie rules, which is a completely different game to this. So, what they wear, how they throw, what they run to, the lines on the field, it's all completely different. And I've learned a few things now, and I learned, what Donald does. So I'm so glad to be a part of Packer Nation, and it's great.
Will you try and come up for an actual game this year?
Oh yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, hopefully the first one, right?
That's the goal.
Yeah.
That's the goal. If she's not dancing,
yeah.
an
Will
all-star.
that be your first ever NFL game live?
It will be my first. So, what better way to make it my first?
Donald had said you might help him with a touchdown dance, kind of. Are you working on that?
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to have to put something together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we said we're going to put something together. It's got to be short. You
Yeah.
know, it's got to be short and sweet because I don't want to get fined trying to dance too much. So I got to make sure it's quick.
Cha-cha little thing.
That's what I said. The cha-cha be good, All the jive, just something with quick speed, and then go. Yeah, I could do that.
Now, Peta, what is it like for you as a dancer to finally be able to bring this home, the trophy home?
It feels amazing. I mean, last season I was out first with Ron Artest, and this season I've won it. So it's a complete turnaround. It's like it's a testament to, you know, if you get somebody good and willing to do it, then you know, that's the goal. At the end of the day, you just want somebody that wants to be there and wants to be a part of it. So I'm very lucky to have him.
How many hours a day did you actually practice? And take us through the week. How many hours were on the dance floor?
Well,
was it as bad as they thought it was? What they portrayed it at?
Yes. Even worse. I think it got longer. You know, I think we normally would start at 11 o'clock until we'd get done probably like 4:35. But then as the weeks got longer and we had to learn more dances, it got longer and longer. So sometimes we'll walk out the building. I mean, we walked out the building sometime at 12 o'clock, sometimes at 8. You know, it just depends on if we can get the dance down. But for whatever reason, both of us, we can't work late at night. We start joking and laughing, and then it's time to go home.
Get
so
the giggles.
The giggles and too many Lunchables and Yorks. That was the problem. That's what happened.
Hey guys, did you ever want to grab Len and choke him?
A few times.
Yes. More than what we probably wanted, but yeah.
Yeah.
It was crazy, but I think at the end of the day, he can't take what he did. You know, he can't take it from us now. So we're champs, and now she has to go back and work a little bit harder to repeat. So I'm glad I don't have to worry about that part of it.
Donald, you mentioned the flexibility. Is there anything else that maybe this dancing in a way that it benefited you in the NFL? Is it something that maybe will assist your career?
You know, I hope so. You know, I think everybody I've talked to that came off this show, as far as athletes, said that this was the best condition they ever been in, and I felt the same way. I mean, Peta tell you I would work out in the morning before I saw her, and she thought I was crazy. And then she would, you know, we would dance for 8, 9, 10 hours. But you know, I had to get my workout in to make sure that I was ready to get back for football, because on the physical side, me and Peta didn't have to push each other around. You know, it was just more the conditioning side of it. So the stamina, I think that's what I'm bringing back from it, because, you know, I'm not tired. You know, normally when you come into these OTAs, you're still trying to get your feet wet. But, you know, I came straight off dancing and was like, I'm ready to go. And, you know, and yeah, I think you can, when you're out there at practice, I think a lot of guys saw that I was ready to get back into it. I didn't need to take any time off.
You get a bunch of sports reporters together and they all know Donald's stats. I guess I didn't know that you were with Ron Artest the previous season. Who else have you been paired with, and what's the farthest you had gotten before this then?
This is the furthest, actually.
Okay.
I have only had 2 partners, Ron and Donald.
Oh,
so.
you weren't on the show before that? Or?
I was for a couple of seasons in the dance troupe, but this is my first 2 seasons with a partner. So.
Sorry.
The lucky one. I'm the lucky one.
What's the dance troupe?
Dance troupe is the
chorus?
Yeah, it's like six people that dance on a Tuesday night. They have the group dances with the artists that come in to sing and stuff.
So what were y'all's favorite dances to perform?
There's a few. What's
Yeah,
your favorite?
I would have to say my favorite would probably, as far as with me and Peta, I would probably have to say the Paso Doble.
Oh yeah.
That was the one that was real good. But as when we did the threesome, that was awesome. I mean, we erupted. I mean, that was the best one. But I don't know which one.
I think it has to be the finale, the freestyle dance.
I knew she was going to say that. That's why I didn't want to say it.
I've never had a feeling like that on stage before. That was insane. How they stood up. They were all standing before we'd even started and cheering, and it was just such good energy. It was amazing.
Does remembering routines kind of compare at all to football, remembering plays and stuff like that?
That's kind of how we did it. We videoed it on the iPad, and then I watched it, and then I just basically, Peta always says muscle memory, so I just took it, copied it, and I was pretty good at that week in and week out. So it made it easy for her because she didn't have to really like push me, even though sometimes she'll get mad and I do things to mess up just to get her frustrated, and then she'll go, okay, look, stop it, you know what you're doing, do it, and then I'll do it, and then we'll take a break. So it's one of those days.
Donald, I know your quarterback at least tweeted that he was in Los Angeles last night.
Yeah.
I was going to try and have you seen him yet?
I haven't seen him yet, but most likely he...
If he's here, if he does end up making it back, what does that mean to you that he is putting forth that effort to be here, coming from the West Coast last night?
Well, I mean, I think it means everything, because Greg is in Kalamazoo. He's back home in Michigan, so he's on his way here as well. So, I mean, I think you look at the guys, the love and support guys have for you. I mean, those guys know I do the same thing for them. So, it's special. It's special because normally you don't have guys saying, well, I'm willing to leave LA, my hometown, to come back and support you, you know. So Greg is doing it, and also Aaron. So I mean, the love they have for me is the same love I have for them. So Friday, I'm going to Kalamazoo with Greg. So gonna have some fun.
Do you think if any of the other Packers were on Dancing with the Stars that they could give you a run for your money?
Probably no. I think I'm the best one that's going to be on the show. Yeah. I think we nailed the football thing. We kind of iced that in the cake. Lynn gave us that. I was the best football player to ever do the show. So
yeah,
I got to see who's the next one. It's got to be somebody else to come up there. But I don't think it'll be a Packer player.
They couldn't touch
They
you.
couldn't touch me, Pete.
You think you'll be a little jealous next season if Peta's dancing with someone else?
Will I be jealous? No, I told her that I'm going to come out and support her. And I just want the guy to treat her right. Don't fuss with her, because we never had an argument, so don't fuss with her. Just work hard, you know, because at the end of the day, she doesn't like to fuss. She's one of those girls that just like to be smooth and laugh and joke, but, you know, because if she panics, I've seen when she panics, she gets into a whole different person, and it's a little chaos, so I don't want that for her. I know she's a great pro dancer, and she's the best right now. No one can take that from her.
Any other questions?
How big is today for your foundation?
Oh, it's real big. You know, this is these type of events raise so much money that we're able to help homeless families and give kids scholarships, and also as well as feed other kids that's on federal government lunch. So from this event, I'm not sure exactly, but I know we'll probably be over $200,000. That's pretty big, because now we're able to help more and more families and help more and more kids. So and I can't do it by myself, you know, and that's why I say it's all up to the fans, because if they didn't come out, we wouldn't be able to do the things that we do.
Has the show opened up new avenues for your foundation?
You want to listen to? Didn't you ask that question? No, I'm just joking. No, I was just messing with you. It has more than what I expected, you know, and it's going to continue as my career ends in football. I'll go into something else. Now, what that may be, I'm not sure at this point, but when it comes, I'll be ready. So wherever, you know, the Lord takes me, whatever road I need to travel, then I'm willing to travel that road.
Let's do one more question, then he's going to have to roll to keep us on track. Final question.
Peter, are you looking forward to throwing out the first pitch?
Yes.
What do you think you're going to do?
Beware, I don't know where it's going to go. Here, but I'm going to try and go straight. Okay.
That's our goal.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.